Hi, I'm Paul Smith. I'm the Lithium Sales Manager at Ecobat Battery, and we're regularly asked lots of questions about lithium. Why lithium? What's the benefits? What's better about lithium? So we thought we'd take the opportunity today to run through some of the most popular questions and see if we can help clear the mist and explain a bit more about what the benefits are. So starting off with the first question, what are the advantages of lithium? Well, lithium currently sits at the top of the battery tree. It's the best technology we can offer at this moment in time. Its benefits over traditional lead acid batteries are it is very lightweight, it has very high energy density, so you tend to get a smaller box for the same capacity. They're very, very long life, they have very, very large life cycles. They're very quick to recharge, you can discharge them quite aggressively, and you can use almost all of the capacity within the battery. So generally with the lithium, between 95 and 98% of the capacity of the battery is usable, where a traditional lead acid would be 50% and even an AGM would be 80% at a maximum, and you are going to shorten the cycle life with that. What markets do lithium batteries go into? Well, anywhere where there's a deep cycle battery. Because they can now be used as a drop-in replacement, which I'll come to in a moment, they can go into anything. So caravans, boats, home energy storage, portable power packs, electric propulsion. There are many, many, many different options. So pretty much anywhere you would put a lead acid battery currently, you can now use a lithium battery instead. What type of cells are contained within a lithium battery? Well, commonly on the market at the moment, there are two types. There are either cylindrical or prismatic cells. So cylindrical cells are probably currently the safest, though they have a slightly lower energy density than a prismatic cell. The reason they're probably a fraction safer is because when you put them together within the battery pack, the nature of the shape of a cylinder, there are air gaps within them, so heat dissipation is quite effective. But as I say, the energy density is not quite as good as a prismatic cell. So a prismatic cell forms into a block shape with a rigid plastic outer structure. So they slot into the battery without any air gaps. So they have a higher energy density, so you'll get more capacity from a prismatic battery, but with slightly less thermal safety built into it, albeit they are still very safe. What does a lithium battery management system do? Well, this is a key component to lithium batteries now, and this is the major step forward that's been made over the last few years that allows it to be a drop-in replacement technology for lead acid batteries. Ultimately, the battery management system is a very, very clever relay with lots of safety features built in. It prevents over discharge of the battery, it prevents overcharge of the battery, it has temperature sensing built in, and I'll explain why that's important shortly. When the battery is used, the BMS controls charge coming in, charge going out, and prevents over discharge and overcharge. Can lithium batteries be used as a drop-in replacement for lead acid technologies? Well, the short answer is yes, they can. The reason they can is because, as I've just explained, with them having a battery management system built into the top of them, what the battery management system does is it controls what goes in and out of the battery. So with a lithium battery, they operate slightly different to a lead acid battery. With a lead acid battery, we would have a 3-stage charge system that goes into it. You would have a bulk stage, an absorption stage, and then a float stage. The float stage is a very, very low amount of current being inputted into the battery to prevent self-discharge, which is something that commonly happens with a lead acid battery. A lithium doesn't self-discharge in the same way. So therefore, what happens is the charger will run through its bulk and absorption stage, and once the battery is 100% charged, the battery management system will essentially open a relay so the charger can no longer see the battery and will therefore cease charging. So therefore keeping the battery safe, and the battery then will just begin to operate again once a load is applied. So the battery management systems mean we can basically drop in the battery to any system. The only exception that you need to consider is if you're putting that battery into a vehicle where there also might be the option to charge the lithium battery via the alternator through the starter battery. If you're looking to do that, then we would recommend that you install a DC to DC charger between the starter battery and the lithium battery instead of a relay. The reason for this is that lithium batteries are very greedy, very hungry. They will take as much power as you can give them in one go. So therefore, if they're connected to an alternator, they will run the alternator absolutely flat out and take all the energy they can until they're full. what that means is the alternator is running flat out for an extended period of time, and ultimately this is going to shorten the life of the alternator. If you install a DC to DC charger between the starter battery and the lithium battery, then basically what we will do is we'll restrict the current that the lithium battery is able to take from the alternator, thereby protecting all of the different components and extending the life. When is it best to charge a lithium battery? Well, ultimately, a lithium battery you can charge at any time. You can convenience charge a lithium battery because they don't have the same self-discharge issues and sulfation issues that a lead acid battery would have. You can convenience charge them. You don't have to charge them to 100%, although it is recommended to do it reasonably regularly. But when it's flat, when it's partially charged, anytime you can charge a lithium battery. How does temperature affect lithium batteries? Well, the one restriction of lithium is that they cannot be charged below 0 degrees C or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is internal temperature, not ambient temperature. So if the internal temperature is below 0 degrees C, then the battery management system will not allow the battery to be charged. What the manufacturers are doing now to compensate for this is they are fitting the batteries with a heat film in a lot of cases. So what that means is if the internal temperature sensor realizes it's below 0 degrees C, the battery management system will allow a small amount of power to come in from the charger, which it will use to run the heat film. The heat film will very gently warm the internals of the battery until it reaches a safety margin of probably around about 5 degrees C, at which point it will then allow full charge in from the charger and the battery will continue to function correctly. How do I recycle and dispose of a lithium battery? Well, lithium batteries currently are around about 75% recyclable, and that figure is improving all the time. But currently, if you want to recycle a lithium battery, you have two options really, which is either to return it to the point of purchase or to a specialist recycling centre where it will go away and be recycled. And finally, the big question, is lithium safe? Well, the short answer is yes, as any battery has the potential to fail, whether that be a lead acid, a lithium or whatever. But lithium iron phosphate, which we work with, is the safest available on the market. It has the highest thermal runaway threshold and is an extremely stable, usable technology. All lithium batteries undergo rigorous UN testing prior to shipping, and we only work with the best manufacturers where batteries have been extensively field tested and trialed before they come onto the market. I really hope that has answered your major questions about lithium today. If you have any more, please do get in touch with us. But otherwise, thank you very much for your attention.